Yes, I'm Justin. I founded Everrati on the basis that I want people like me, petrol heads, to be able to get into a beautiful EV and have fun. And essentially we're trying to create some of the world's most iconic analogue EVs that people have ever driven. So I founded Everrati, and at the time my daughter was only 7, and like all children, they're into and concerned about climate change, which to me is shocking. You know, as a parent, I don't want them to be frightened. And I've thankfully managed to marry my passion for cars, technology, and something that allows me to allow our future generations to drive some of these beautiful, iconic cars. What we do in practice is we give these vehicles a new life, a new lease of life, in a very, very sustainable way. So this is a car that is a 1991 car, so it's 30 years old. Its carbon cost to the world is kind of gone, you know, it's had that life. However, if it was still a combustion engine car, this would be emitting its own body weight in CO2 every 2,000 miles, which is a figure that I think most people no longer think is acceptable. We now give it a new heart. So essentially, we are taking the original combustion engine, gearbox, motor, and anything else that's ancillary out, and then we're taking that vehicle into a new world that can be driven sustainably in a clean air zone. So I've been lucky enough to own and drive many, many 911s, and I think that gives me the experience to know exactly how an electric 911 should feel. The way it bobs around, and you know, anybody who's driven an original 964 will know that it's got that feel. You actually feel part of it. You're sat on the back wheels effectively, and our car does that in spades. In terms of the stats and the performance on the car, it is a 53 kilowatt battery pack that gives us enough to do well in excess of 150 mile range. Got about 500 horsepower, about 500 newton meters of torque. Really nice round numbers, but what that really means in practice is it's a 0 to 60 time of sub 4 seconds. Really, really lively, really fun.
I've driven lots of 911s over the years, old and new, and they all have a particular feel, a soul, a character. And my first impression, even just at first driving this car, was that it still had that Porsche 911 classic feel. It's got all the sensations you want, and you know from the first moment you're in a 911.
So this is a 1991 Porsche, been entirely redefined by Everrati with a brand new powertrain. It made sense to have Michelin Cup 2 tyres on this that are going out on brand new Porsches. So we are honoured to be presenting the car at Goodwood, which has the most amazing motoring heritage, with Michelin, one of the most respected brands in the automotive industry. Very excited to show it to people within the supercar paddock who wouldn't necessarily be expecting this car to be there.